State your name and address for the record, please, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Before you start the time, please, I'd like to applaud your choice of this young man as your student representative. And despite all his accolades, I will tell you that he is a phenomenal climber, as I am his climbing coach. So I'm very proud of him for that, too. My name is Bob Savery. I live at 9320 Camrose Lane, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37931. Will begin in August my 32nd year teaching in the classroom, 29 in Knox County. I am a teacher. I'm also a Knox County taxpayer. I'm a parent, and I'm a shareholder, besides being a teacher. I've read this 49 pages again and again because I tried to do my homework. I want to see where we're going, what we're going to be doing. I don't know that I've ever seen the words rigorous, robust, or research-based used more in my life. You know I have trust issues. I've been up here a number of times to speak to you. I have great trust issues with the administration that is downtown with Knox County Schools. So my first plan was, I'm going to look. I'm really going to look. So I looked at the steering committee. I wanted to see who was on it. And I saw 3 teachers on there, and that helped a great deal. But then I look at the strategic plan working group, not a teacher on it. Not only not a teacher on it, which bothers me trust-wise, but 3 folks on it who have Eli Broad Academy ties, which sends up signals for me, and then to see that our Director of Strategic Planning has associations with Teach for America, as well as working with Michelle Rhee in D.C. during her tenure there, which, again, doesn't help my trust. As far as your working group on this. I might suggest, too, that if you get your working group back together, you get an East Tennessee linguist in and amongst it, the wording, so that your stakeholders, so that your parents, so that your community understands it. I would think that you would want them to be able to read this 49 pages and understand it. If you're having difficulty with the way you look at it, think about those parents out there as they look at this plan and try to understand this plan. After reading the plan again and again, I try to figure out, how do you articulate your feelings? How do you tell this board exactly how you feel in a way people will understand? And believe it or not, I got my insight from a gentleman from Cocke County outside my house as he was working on my heat and air. And this young man was, I looked at him, and he was putting in some very expensive refrigerant in my unit, and I looked at him, he was upside down and sideways trying to work on the unit that I had. And typical Cocke County, he said, when he got up, I'd like to get a hold of some of these engineers with their designs that have never had to work on them. He said if they had to work on them, they would come up with better designs. What I see, just being honest, the plan had a lot of input, but staying the course. This administration has acted interested, but written their own version. There's no teachers in here, without paying much attention. Just like those engineers who never work on their own designs. We had a teacher survey. I don't see that in here. I don't see results of that teacher survey in here. We listen and then we write what we want to. That's what I see. And again, I'm just trying to be as honest with you as I can be. It didn't look like we looked at the feedback areas of testing. We're still selling PLCs like they're the most wonderful thing out there. Am I the only one that heard all those teachers talking about those things? As I read and read, I just kept circling and noting things that concerned me. And I have to agree, we don't need to rush into this one. We need to be sure everybody understands. To make it simple, I'm here to ask you to postpone the vote on the 5-year plan until it can be fully understood. I like the idea of going to your districts. I think it needs to be fully articulated beyond the edge-speak language of the Senate. I worked in the business world. In the business world, I had clients, structural engineers, contractors. I went and worked with my architects, and I said, this is a presentation we need to take to the client. They'll understand this. This is what we took to the structural engineer. This is what we took to the client. You have to change your presentations so that people understand what you're trying to articulate. Our new board members, I think they need to be on board. I think you need to wait until they're on board because they're the ones who have to implement this. Let's take the time. Let's be sure the design works well for the folks who have to use it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Savery.